Kubota has supported the events at both parks since 2015. This partnership is vital to our ability to operate both parks and provide the product our competitors expect. Whether it's tractors, RTVs, or loaders, Angelstone relies heavily on Kubota's equipment to operate both parks. Kubota is the leader in supporting equestrians across Canada. Kubota is the title sponsor of Major League Toronto and the $250,000 five-star Grand Prix. Kubota is the equestrian equipment of champions.
Welcome to Toronto, this famous backdrop behind us of this fabulous city. Of course, cultural and sporting excellence oozes out of the streets here every week. And we're going to bring you more of that here tonight.
Yes, the Kubota Grand Prix takes place tonight in the latest evening of five-star show jumping action here in Canada. Big question for the riders and horses tonight. They'll be jumping under the lights, and what an atmosphere we had for last night's team competition. Plenty to look out for with these individual competitors.
Absolutely. Big contenders from all over the world. Several of the world's top 10 here at Angelstone. Join us for the Kubota Grand Prix. This is Major League.
Yes, this is Major League, and this is the big one for the individual competitors. It's the $250,000 Kubota five-star Grand Prix. This is what these competitors have been aiming towards all week long, and for many of them this is the pinnacle of their careers. Big money on the line and a fantastic lineup of riders to come representing nations from all around the world. Angelstone Tournaments is the stage here tonight, and what an atmosphere. It's absolutely electric in this arena. The crowds are absolutely packing out the whole perimeter of the ring. Had some fantastic entertainment before the class, during the class, and a brilliant lineup of competitors to bring them. Plenty of riders of the very best in the world. Well, here is the start list for you. Chloe Reed will kick things off for the USA. Crossover 4 is her mount. And then, as you can see, we have nations from a really wide range of countries. Caroline Mawhinney, young rider, part of Team Eye Candy. She's certainly one to look out for. Of course, the likes of Rodrigo Pessoa will be ones that many people are looking to there as well. The middle section of the class is packed full of big names. Derek Henny, Niall Nassar, Lily Keenan, all there. Daniel Coyle as well as Roberto Turan. Great Britain's Jessica Mendoza comes forward as well. She's got a great string of horses at the moment. We have 34 on the start list. Amy Miller there as well. Erin Ballard, Ashley Bond, Kent Farrington, Connor Swale, Mimi Gotchman, another talented young rider here to look out for as well. And then Daniel Blumen with Gemma W. They are the second to last combination to jump, and they were last year's winners. Can they make it 2 for 2? It would be pretty incredible to achieve that feat, but we'll see how they go. Well, let's take a look at the course then. Course has been set by Guillaume Georges once again, and he set quite the stiff test again. 13 fences in this course, and they kick off on the far side of the arena to the VIP over the Angelstone Oxer. Then we come around to the Major League show jumping wall. That comes up very quickly. It takes a lot of careful jumping. 5 strides down to the white MLSJ triple bar, and then 4 stride distance down to a white upright. That's very much up to height there. Then they come around next to the VIP ring. So there's a lot for the horses to look at there. Down the triple combination, 2 strides and then 1 stride there. This is an interesting distance here. 7 strides up to the multi-horse head upright, and then a very careful decision to be made there. About 4 strides then to the Cabana Coast Oxer at 7. It's quite a tight turn back, or they can go around the outside of the Angelstone Oxer to the Premier Equestrian upright at fence 8. Left-handed then down through the middle of the arena to the Stewards Equipment Oxer. That's very much a wide fence. It's going to take a lot of jumping. Then it's a short 6 or a long 5 down to the double at 10A and B, before they then make a left-handed turn up the far side of the arena once again, past the end gate to the Kubota striped fence. That's an Oxer over there. And then a roll back to the BFL upright, metre 60 in height. Again, really needs accurate riding and the power to get over those large fences. And then finally, it's the Kubota Mafia hurdle to finish. Metre 55 in height and a metre 70 in width. Well, what a course we have here. Lots to take in, lots of tricky lines and some big fences that need power, accuracy and some speed around this course. The time allowed will be 79 seconds. Well, of course, we'll be kicking things off in this competition with the Canadian National Anthem. Viv Williams will be singing that for us once again to get the competition underway.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all thy sons command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north, strong and free. From far and wide, oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Et ta valeur deux fois trempée protégera nos foyers et nos droits. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Canadian National Anthem there, fantastically sung by Vivienne Williams to get things underway. We are just moments away from the first rider coming into the ring. You can just see how many people are there on the hill next to the ring. VIP tent is absolutely packed out as well. There is just so much for the spectators here. Well, here's the start list for you once again. This is the list who will be coming forward first. You'll see there that we have a couple of scratchers in our order as our first rider heads into the ring. I'm joined tonight by Philippe Lejeune. And Philippe, there are lots of big names to keep an eye on here. Chloe Reid, though, for the USA with crossover 4. Very strong horse for her in her string, and she'll be the pathfinder here tonight.
Good evening, Hannah, and good evening to all of you. Yes, indeed, a very interesting starting field here for this Grand Prix. Chloe Reid will be opening up the Grand Prix with this 10-year-old gelding by Cascadillo crossover. Chloe Reid on the results on the previous Grand Prix with 4th place in Mill Spring, 7th place in Ocala, or also a top 7 in Wellington. So rider with experience to start up this Grand Prix. Off we go with the first Oxer of Angelstone. The wall coming up quite quickly out of the turn, followed up by the triple bar, and the 4 strides were quite a bit short there to go on the vertical. out of the turn. We go over to the swans triple combination, 2 short strides, delicate vertical. Needs to give some effort to come out of the triple combination. Followed up by the 7 strides on a delicate plank. Giving some leg for the energy for fence number 7. Roll back turn on the vertical with Liverpool. There you get some time to get back in balance. Keep the rhythm to be inside the time allowed. Goes for the 6 strides option. 2 short strides. Horse needs to give also an effort to come out of the combination 10-A, 10-B. Massive and wide oxer there. Kubota striped oxer. Delicate, narrow, vertical. And then 1 more fence to go. And that's a great ride. That's a really great ride of Chloe.
Well, yes, an absolutely fantastic way to kick things off in this competition. Chloe Reid really taking some very careful approaches there. And as you say, some of these fences really do take some jumping. Clear over the fences. Unfortunately, she's a bit off the pace, but as our pathfinder, you know, she hasn't had the opportunity to see how that time is riding. So she's going to pick up 2 penalties. I believe that's her first 5-star Grand Prix with this horse. She's been jumping in a lot of the 3-star and 2-star Grand Prix. So I'd say she'd be very pleased with that performance. We go
really
on
with the pressure to start up, it's like complicated, and did a very good job.
Samuel Parot Jr. comes next. Now he's riding for Chile with HFB Versace. This is another horse that's been competing primarily in the 3-star and 2-star competitions recently. They had a 7th and a 9th and a couple of 3-star Grand Prix recently, and it's a horse that Samuel has been riding since late 2022.
Samuel Parrott also on the results in Millstring and a top 11 in San Miguel de Allende. Having a good start. You can see this is a horse with a little slower canter. Interesting to see if he will make it to be in the time allowed. Adds a stride there to come into the triple combination. Horse a really big stride. 2 strides are really short for him. Little wavy in the control, going a bit left, right. Gets back in the rhythm. Good, nice open distance to the vertical. Rides a bit of long reins. Horse jumping in his own balance, own style. Came just close enough to the combination to give more space, more room into the 2 strides combination there.
Yeah, and he picked up the pace a little bit after the fence, didn't he? Because, you know, he's seen Chloe Reid have those 2 time penalties, and Samuel Parot certainly doesn't want to make the same mistake.
Coming up for the 79 seconds. Let's get a look at the clock and finishing up.
Oh,
just
yes.
in sight.
Really well timed. Samuel Parot gives us the first clear very early on in this competition. Nothing to add at all. So he's leading the way very early on here, giving us a clear. Big pats for the horse. Of course, very well deserved there. Good way to kick things off. So 2 riders have gone, and we haven't had any fences down yet. That is quite unusual. It'll be very interesting to see how this plays out, because we have some extremely strong combinations still to come. Grant Sager takes on this course next. Frida is his ride. It's a horse that he owns himself.
11-year-old mare by Balou du Rouet and Canturo. That would be a 2nd start for USA into this Grand Prix.
This combination placed 7th in this very same competition last year in our 5-star Grand Prix. Hasn't quite been the season that he's wanted in 2023 so far, but he did have some good results in 2022.
Let's see what will be happening in this course. Needs to be a bit harder there on the hands to get the control for the vertical. Really nice jump on the in-gate of the triple combination. Stretches out for the triple C element. Really careful on the planks. keeps the leg for the 4 strides and need to stretch out and gets the back pole down. Really focused riding to get the distance out of the turn. It's a 6 strides, a bit late.
Yeah, I just
gets the second fall down.
couldn't quite get the height there, could he? Just a little deep then to the fence. This is quite a tight turn back, and this BFL upright is very much up to height. To meter 60.
Still will be out of time, and 80 seconds, 6-1 makes 2 time fields to add.
Yes, absolutely. 2 fences down and 2 time penalties. Remember, it's 1 time penalty added for every second started over the time allowed. So with a time allowed of 79 seconds, the time of 80.61 gives him the 2 time penalties. Total of 10 for Grant Sager and Frida. Won't be a jump off for them, so they won't be able to replicate that top 10 result from 2022 here today. Caroline Mawhinney is a super talented young rider. She's got a brilliant string of horses, and in fact in Vancouver she helped Team Eye Candy to the win. She is somebody to keep an eye on for the future for sure. Dance du Buisson is her mount.
Also, the rider was on the North American Youth Championships a few weeks ago.
Yeah, Caroline's she's had a brilliant set of records in the North American Youth Championships. Been jumping in the junior category up to 2022, and you know, in the juniors she clinched team gold, individual silver.
And also top 5 in Lexington.
Yes.
Young talent with experience in the arena. Helping out with the voice, really important to have a good communication with your horse into your course. That can give the little help, the little difference to keep it clear. But that doesn't happen up there. Landing a bit too shortly there on the second pole.
Yeah, that Cabana Coast fence, it's really interesting where that's set, because they really are jumping into the stands over there. We've got another VIP tent along that length of the arena, and so the horse's eye is quite caught by that. The fence is very much angled into the corner of the ring and into that tent, and it's just one of the other questions that Guillaume Georges has set there.
It's important for the rider to give the exact direction to the horse, that he needs to go a bit more forward and not going straight away on the right-hand turn and closes up the jump too much, and then that's where he lands on the second pole, and you got that fence down for Caroline.
Caroline Mawhinney also over that time allowed a score of 7 for her, so a pole down and 3 for time. Be interesting to see if we have an amendment to this time allowed, because we have had 3 of our 4 riders so far pick up time penalties, but we do have the one clear. And of course we are now actually with 4 riders gone outside the window of time for the judges to make that amendment. But it's certainly something to keep your eye on. It really is influential already here tonight. For Brazil then, Rodrigo Pessoa comes next with Quick Step.
One of the most experienced riders we can have on the world. Olympic gold medalist, world champion in Rome also, and silver medalist at the Pan Am Games. If Rodrigo gets a gold medal at the next Pan Am Games, he would have the same result as Jeroen Dubbeldam to be a world champion, Olympic champion, and also regional champion. So for Jeroen Dubbeldam is the European Championships, and for Rodrigo it will be the Pan Am Games. Together 3 gold medals. Now today at the start with this quick step. 10-year-old gelding by Quintender. The world number 74.
Yeah, I mean, Rodrigo Pessoa is a man who has had experience in such a variety of atmospheres, variety of rings, and he'll know exactly what it takes to jump in this kind of environment at night, under the lights.
we talk about experience, but also we can see the quality of riding, the quality of equitation. But unlucky there on a triple combination.
Yeah, unfortunately, he was a bit deep in. The horse didn't quite get the height for the front rail of that Swans Oxer coming in, and then, you know, that really had a knock-on effect to the B element. So, not going the way that Rodrigo might have liked tonight. But as you say, this horse is a 10-year-old, so, you know, arguably does have some room to gain the experience. Certainly in this kind of arena, in this kind of atmosphere.
Really nice control there for the 6 strides. Jumps really much better there on the second combination. So the horse is learning something into this Grand Prix ride. You can compare the start of the competition and the end of the ride. And going up to the last fence. And I think we'll add also some time faults up there for Rodrigo, or not. Yeah, we had some time faults. We stay on a total of 79 seconds for the time allowed and 11 in total then.
Yes, absolutely. 11 is the score for Rodrigo Pessoa. 81.44. That's the slowest round we have had so far. Just was, I think, giving the horse the opportunity to take things in here. A little bit of an educational round. 11, the final score. He's at the bottom of the pile as it stands of the 5 that we have had so far. Well, Kyle King now rides chess. You will see from the icon next to his name that he's part of the Trelawney Trailblazers team, who of course were the winners of the team competition last night. He hasn't featured on the team yet today, and that just shows you the depth of the squad that they have in their team is just so impressive. Chess is his mount. This is an interesting one. This horse has had some good results, but also has had some rounds with a few fences down as well. Seems to jump better on the sand rings.
Chess is a Belgian one-blood horse by Buffero van de Panis, of really typed well, like Buffero was ridden on World Championships level and Olympic Games with Dirk de Meersman from Belgium. With Kyle King was the world number 78 on the rankings. Lands a bit shortly there on the second pole. You can see a bit the horse with jumping in slow motion. I think it's not the horse with the biggest bloodline. Taking the time to set up the distance for the line of the combination. Didn't have too much out for the exit. Gets a refusal there. Circling around for the Kubota Oxer. Bit more complicated round for Kyle today here in this Grand Prix.
It's a big striding horse, and I think it's not necessarily a course and a ring that seems to be suiting this combination at the moment. I think he's going to opt to retire here. Yeah, Kyle King calling it a day with chess. Horse that certainly has the scope and can have the talent, but struggling in this atmosphere. And really, that's what's key here as well. Many horses are suited to, you know, either jumping on grass or on sand or a big ring or a small ring. Some of them also, you know, get a little bit affected by jumping at night under lights. That's all things that you need to consider. And I think there were certainly some of those factors at play for chess tonight. Kyle King retiring there. Well, we've had Samuel Parot Jr. He is through to the jump off. Now we have Samuel Parot Sr. Crystal Blue is the ride. Horse that he owns himself.
Offspring of Checo Blue, 12-year-old mare. Samuel Parot, also one of the riders from Chile with a lot of experience in the world, number 66. Was at the start of the WEG in Tryon 2018, also the Olympic Games in Tokyo. Good results in Millspring and Ocala.
has been a Pan American Games rider as well, 6 times in his career. He actually won a 3-star Grand Prix in Tryon with this horse last month.
We can see a horse who's bending really nicely over each fence on a triple combination, like if it was like a gymnastic. Really nice and easy. Gets back into control. Holds him really well off the vertical. We can see that Samuel is not letting his horse go around. He keeps the control to the last moment, helping out with the voice. We can always see that the horse is like always when he lands goes forward and he's holding on.
Yeah, not necessarily the easiest ride for Samuel, but he's managing this very well. As you say, you can see that the horse is quite strong and has a little bit of a tendency to run on. But Samuel, very much an experienced competitor and very much knows how to manage that. And oof, he's lucky at the last. He rattles the back pole there. My goodness me, Samuel Parot, very lucky not to have the fence down. He also picks up a couple of time penalties. He finishes on the same score as Chloe Reid. He is a fraction faster, 3/10 of a second faster than her. So he now sits in second place, but he will not be joining Samuel Parot Jr. in the jump off. We had that early clear, but we don't have any more yet. So 7 riders have competed and just 1 clear so far. Natalie Dean is next to take to the stage. She has been competing all over the world this year. She's been gaining a lot of experience over in Europe with some good results at the very top level. Chadora Lady is her ride here tonight. She was 10th in our 5-star Grand Prix here at Angelstone in Toronto last year. That, though, was with Coco Lina. Chadora Lady, another of these quite small and athletically built horses. I think this could be one that may suit this course.
Natalie Dean was always a rider riding with a lot of pace, giving the energy also to the horses. Then they just explode on top of the fence. Really, like you said, horses full of energy. I think for Natalie, time won't be an issue in this Grand Prix.
Yeah, this would be a great combination to see in the jump off.
Under 25 rider and already world number 70 on the rankings.
Oh, what a pity. She was just taking a hold, wasn't she? Because the pace was really getting up and unfortunately couldn't quite get the width, couldn't quite get the stretch over that fence.
Going up to the last fence to finish up on 4. And easy in time, easy in time.
Super easy on the time. It's the fastest round we've had so far, 74.9 on the clock, and just the 1 pole down. She's actually our first 4 faulter as well, which is really quite unusual. And Natalie Dean slotting into 4th place. Could get some decent money here tonight as a fast 4. I should think that we will see plenty more 4s to come. But will we see any faster than that? She could have put herself in quite a smart position there.
Means we stay on 1 clear, set up by Sam Parrott Jr. and followed by the 2 riders on 2 time faults. And Natalie the fastest 4 faulter for the 4th place.
Richie Miloney comes next then with Cocoa Beach. Richie is a member of the Eye Candy squad, not their day last night. And Cocoa Beach, one of these horses that we've seen here with him last year as well. This year he's been campaigning Cocoa Beach at the 3-star level. 6th in a 3-star Grand Prix down in Tryon just last month. In fact, 2 top 10 finishers in the 3-star Grand Prix level. So good to see this combination now stepping up to the 5 stars.
Richie Maloney with this Cocoa Beach, really well-bred Holstein mare by Cazal and Corrado, owned by the Equanimity LLC. Getting an early 4 faults there. And at fence number 4.
Quite a twisting, turning course. Takes a lot of jumping, and actually an early fault like that, it's a long way around here when you're carrying 4. He's working on the 8 now. But again, I should think this will be a really good educational round for this horse.
Exactly, we can see the horse is jumping quite well, maybe just not focused enough on the very beginning of the course. And that's where you get those 8 faults. Jumping really well there on the vertical on Liverpool.
Oh, Richie Maloney just easing off the pace there, and the hand goes up. He is going to retire here. Save Cocoa Beach for another day. Still only 1 clear in this competition. As we move very swiftly through the first third of this class. That is a ratio that we may expect to improve as we go down the list. Of course, they are jumping in reverse order of their qualification results. So that's why we have the likes of Kent Farrington, Connor Swale, Daniel Blumen down at the back end of things. Mark Blumen comes next. Mark rides Olympic van der Noordheuvel. And this Mark was 9th here in the 5-star Grand Prix in 2022. That, though, was with Marilyn and Olympic van der Noordheuvel. Again, you know, he's got a quite athletic horse here in the ring. A bigger striding horse, though.
Important to notice that Olympic is one of the 2 youngest horses of this competition, 9 years of age, and we have Tulina later on with Ken Farrington will be starting in this Grand Prix, also 9 years of age. So quite young to go on this Grand Prix, but with riders like Mark Blumen and Ken Farrington, they give the difference in the experience to give the trust and the confidence to their horse on 1.55 meter level.
Yes, very much so. This is also a fairly new ride for Mark. This one that he's had since May of this year. So been getting to grips with each other over the last few months. He's actually had this horse in the top 10 twice already. But as you say, experienced competitor. Gets a bold shot to the BFL. Oh, BFL upright. And it needs very careful jumping, and yeah, has a bit of a knock-on effect to the last there as well. Again, he's absolutely fine for times. 76.04 is the time. It's the 2nd fastest round we've had. It's still not on the pace of Natalie Dean, but crucially, it's the 2 down for Mark Blumen. Now that sits him in 6th place for now. Only 8 penalties. Still just 1 clear.
We saw horse giving a lot of energy in the beginning of the round, and then maybe just there, little flat, little less energy. Hind legs gets a bit heavier, and then you get those 2 last posts knocked down.
Well, Dara Kenny comes in next. He's had a very successful day at the office already. He was the winner of our 2-star Grand Prix, which took place earlier this afternoon. And this evening for our 5-star Kubota Grand Prix, he's piloting California Pie. It's also a horse that he hasn't had for the longest length of time. He's been riding this since the start of this year. And a horse with a fairly limited record over fences of 1.60 meter. Of course, we do have some here very much up to that 1.60 meter height.
California Pie, that's a Westfaler by Captain Cooper, with the world number 26 Olympic rider in Tokyo. Helps out his horse really well there on the vertical in Liverpool. Good rhythm, gets a good short close distance there to help out with the short 6 for the combinations. Help out really well. Great riding of Dara.
Dara Kenny, very much known for his tight and efficient lines. And unfortunately, the Kubota Oxer there just
bit unlucky on the front
down.
pole.
Yeah, I think that was quite unlucky. Lets the horse run smoothly down to the last, but it will be a pole down for Dara Kenny. In 76.91 is his time, so he's 2 seconds slower than Natalie Dean. That just shows you how quick she was. Dara slots into 5th place. Natalie Dean remains the fastest of the 4 falters. A bit of disappointment on the face of the Irishman there. He would have very much liked a place in the jump off, but there is only one rider that we'll see coming back at the moment. Well, in fact, we're looking for another clear to give us a jump off. Otherwise, Samuel Parot will have had a little bit of an easy ride.
And
Niall
I
Nassar,
think
sorry.
we could get a jump off with this one.
Yes, I think you're right. There's plenty of fantastic horses still to come. Some World Championship horses. Of course, last year's winner as well. We've got plenty of exciting combinations still to come for you. Niall Nassar, though, for Egypt, is coming forward. He was the gold medal matchup winning rider last night for the Trelawney Trailblazers. Igor van der Whittemore is a horse that he rides for the Evergate stables.
So yesterday he was on the prices with El Conde, now today with Igor van der Whittemore, with one of his most important Grand Prix horses. And also really important to notice that Niall is battling up on the individual standings for place for the Olympic Games in Paris 2024. And he needs to deliver the 15 best results on its league. And he's quite well placed in the top 3 with this Igor van der Whittemore. So definitely every time they come out in a 1m50, 1m55 or 1m60 Grand Prix, they need to deliver a good ride to get some points and to get a Grand Prix. The 2 best riders of the league will be going on for the Olympic Games on the individual side.
Pity to be working on the 4 already, though, Niall Nassar. This is the horse that he rode at the World Championships last year in Herning and at the Tokyo Olympic Games. So they are really pretty experienced. Lots of top 5 placings this year already. Just the one down. Again, he's got quite a good pace up, and, you know, he's an experienced competitor. And this looks, oh, what a pity. Just gets a bit deep to the Kubota Oxer there. But I was going to say, you know, he's keeping the pace up with a fast 4 result in mind. But, you know, a second fence down is going to put paid to that.
For Niall, but yeah, when you go a bit more forward, then you take some more risks, and then he had like a little more flat jump there on the Kubota Oxer, and quite actually unlucky to get the triple bar down actually into this round.
Yeah, absolutely. Niall Nassar then finishes on a score of 8, 75.6 on the clock. Slots him into 7th place for now. We go back to the USA now then, to Lily Keenan.
Really well placed on the rankings, world number 30. Was at the WEG in Herning last year for Team USA. And today at the start with Agana van het Gerendal, offspring of Aganix du Seigneur. Good results for Lily Keenan.
Super results. Yeah, in the last year or so, she really has had some fantastic results. She was the winner of the World Cup in Las Vegas in November of last year with this horse. Of course, she also was a winner of one of our Major League Show Jumping 5-star Grand Prix. That was down in Monterrey in Mexico last year. That, though, was with Queensland E. Ghana really is. You know, she, in fact, we spoke to her earlier and she said that she's got such a fantastic string of horses, and perhaps the best string of horses of her life, and so she's really trying to maximize that and capitalize on the opportunities that she's got with that, and you can really see that in the results that she's having. Good horse management in the various different competitions she's selecting as well.
Helped out really well with the hand for the 4 short strides after the triple bar. Keeps the leg for the C element of triple combination, holds on for the plank. Keeps the leg for the 4th stride. Again, just a bit more flat now. You see the horse diving a bit to the right side and not finishing correctly the jump there. Six short strides. And helping out quite well.
Getting a bit strong down there. It's a bit strong down there, and you can see she's really using her body. She's really doing everything she can to get in back with her a little bit. So it's a tricky ring for a horse like this. You know, they've got to, what a pity. takes down the front pole of the final fence as well, and she is actually a little bit over the time allowed as well. 14 is the total score for Lily Keenan, 2 for time and 12 for jumping. But you know, it's a fantastic horse for her, but typically when she's been jumping particularly well with this horse, that's been around courses in considerably larger rings than this. It's quite a big striding horse, and a horse that she was really trying to balance and get back with her there. And arguably, you know, that might have been a factor in having those fences down for that experience combination. There's a lot to think about in a ring like this.
And of course, just to add that you have days it's going like you want, and then days, yeah, it's not your day, and you get like a result of 14 faults.
Yes, absolutely. That's the sport of show jumping. David O'Brien then is going to take us into the midway break. El Balou OLD is his ride. This is one he rides for the Chansonnet Farm LLC as well. 2 Chansonnet Farm owned horses back to back in this competition.
El Balou, bred by the world famous Eldorado van de Zeshoek, with the Irishman David O'Brien. Top 15 in Traverse City, also in results in Wellington and Tryon.
Ooh, the horse really is twisting his back end over some of these fences.
Came a bit close on triple bar, had to put some more pressure with the leg, and the horse made the effort.
Yeah, just not able to get the height for the middle section then.
Jumps a bit with the head quite high, so the front legs are a bit more down. Quite a scopy horse, as we can see there on the second element of the combination there. And if he stays on 4, it's not a bad result.
Yeah, certainly isn't. Again, he's a bit off the pace of Natalie Dean, but a 4 would still be a good result here in the context of the competition so far. Oof, he is just inside the time allowed as well. 78.81 on the clock. 1 pole down for David O'Brien and El Balou OLD. They slot into 6th place with that performance. Natalie Dean still the fastest 4, and she sits in 4th place. Then a couple with time penalties, and just the 1 rider on a clean sheet so far. That's Samuel Parrow Jr. Well, we're going to cross down into the arena where Stephen Wild is going to run us through the lie of the land, run us through some of the results that we have had already. 17 have come forward, and we have 16 still to come on our start list. Samuel Parrow leading the way at the moment, but we have some fantastic names still to come, the likes of Daniel Coyle, Amy Miller, Erin Ballard, Ashley Bond, Kent Farrington, Connor Swale, Daniel Blumen, last year's winners. Plenty of riders from all over the world, and a good few for the home crowd to get behind. Well, over to Stephen Wild, who'll just take us through these results.
this is one of my home shows. I live just 45 minutes north of Toronto, so about an hour from Angelstone, and I've grown up riding here, and it's just amazing to see how it's evolved and to have the chance to jump at such a high-level show so close to home. It's honestly such a wonderful opportunity. So a lot of us national riders, we started here and they have a great summer national circuit, but to have kind of the major league towards the end of the season is something that we can all really build up to, and it's fantastic to watch all the amazing riders come here and just such a great experience for the horses too. I'm good friends with Keen and Kelly, and they're just awesome people and always trying to make things better, and the riders that have come here over the years, hopefully Canadians are friendly and we try and be hospitable, and it's also nice to see all my Canadian friends here too. I think honestly, even my parents coming out, they love the atmosphere of the Major League. My friends that aren't into horses, they come, they really enjoy it. So for spectators, it's amazing. I love watching it, just it's so competitive, and really it's built the standard higher and higher each year. It's been amazing. So I've done 2 legs so far. We're on the 3rd leg. I'm on the Northern Lights team, and my teammates have just been incredible. We've had so much fun. It was awesome to get on the podium last week, and my horse jumped 2 great, fast, clear rounds. And I think it's honestly helped me with the speed of my riding, and to compete against such great riders, it's really an incredible opportunity.
Your work never really stops. The jobs may change with the seasons, but the need for power, performance, and affordability doesn't. Right now, it's the perfect time to get a great price on durable, quality Kubota equipment. Upgrade your landscaping, construction, or farming equipment and attachments, and get what you need for the months ahead. Because work never stops, and neither does Kubota. See your local Kubota dealer today.
Horses have always been a passion of mine since I was 3 years old, and I've competed at Angelstone since they've opened many years ago. Being able to combine my passion with business has always been my goal, and BFL has allowed me to do that. BFL Canada is one of the largest privately owned brokerages in Canada, and our equine team are not only insurance experts, they are also horse people who can relate to our clients on many levels. BFL Canada has been a partner of Angelstone for over 7 years, and it has been really amazing to be a part of their growth. Major League Toronto is the perfect show to bring our clients to so they can enjoy watching some of the best riders in the world compete, while also being surrounded by fabulous entertainment and great food. It is even more special to watch our clients in the ring and cheer them on, whether they're in the small pony division or the 5-star class. My name is Lindsay Farrow from BFL Canada, and I'm a proud supporter of Major League Toronto.
Your work never really stops. The jobs may change with the seasons, but the need for power, performance, and affordability doesn't. Right now, it's the perfect time to get a great price on durable, quality Kubota equipment. Upgrade your landscaping, construction, or farming equipment and attachments, and get what you need for the months ahead. Because work never stops, and neither does Kubota. See your local Kubota dealer today.
Looking back at Leg 2 of Traverse City and the Major League Show Jumping Grand Prix. Ultimately coming down to 3 riders with amazing form. Derek Kenny and Hamra getting their first real test in the 5 stars have a fence down in the jump-off. The well-proven consistent Nations Cup combination of Andrew Bournes and C-Top Blue saw the best, but a fence down for them too. And the door opened for Carl Cook, following on from those wins last year as well on the Major League Show Jumping. The American Stars and Stripes Flying High was the man to bring home the trophy up in Michigan.
There is nothing like the thrill of driving. From our luxury dealerships and the convenience of Policaro access, to bespoke leasing solutions, vehicle customization, and an exclusive selection of super sports cars. From the road to the racetrack and in our community, we are here to redefine the automotive experience. We are the Policaro Group.
Well, thank you very much, Stephen, taking us through the runners and riders in the second half of this competition and taking us through some of the results. There's still only one clear, Samuel Parot Jr. Really interesting to hear from him earlier on his thoughts on the course, because as Stephen was saying, and it's certainly great to see the final fence there as well. You can see the height and width of these fences. It's big, it's technical, it's a tough test tonight. Vanessa Mannix is heading back into the ring with Carmela Zed. This is a horse that she started competing herself around about a year ago. In fact, Ottawa, which will be our next stop, was her first show with this horse riding. It's a horse that she's actually owned for some time, though. It was being ridden by Jenny Rankin. Carmela Zed.
Mannix.
Yes, nice horse for Vanessa here, and Philippe, certainly one that you could have an eye on.
Exactly, with really good results in San Juan Capistrano, also in Vancouver, and also in the June shows in Spruce Meadows for Vanessa in front of the home crowd.
And that home crowd can really be an advantage. The crowd here are really getting behind the riders. It's fantastic to see them really excited. But they're actually, you know, not just behind the Canadian competitors, they're just very much enjoying this top level sport, and really exciting to see so many spectators around here as well. Absolutely thousands packing out this ring.
Makes for sure the difference for the Canadian riders, and so far we have Vanessa Mannix delivering a really good round with a lot of precision in the riding here. Fence per fence, every distance is really applied perfectly. Just maybe a bit more open there, and gets the combination down.
It's interesting to see Vanessa in the 5-star Grand Prix with Carmela, because we've seen this combination really on their journey in competition together. Vanessa actually was in the top 10 3 times in Major League Show Jumping 5-star Grand Prix last year, all with a different horse. So very interesting to see her now bringing forward Carmela to the top of her string. Once again, she's a little over the time allowed, and that has been really influential. If you're just joining us, it's not just about keeping the fences up here. The time is influential too. So Vanessa Mannix, 2 fences down and 1 to add for time, gives her a total score of 9, puts her into 10th place at the moment. We still only have 1 clear. That's then followed by 2 riders on a score of 2, and then our fastest 4 is Natalie Dean. Well, we continue on with another Canadian representative and another rider on the Show Plus Northern Lights team. It's Ali Ramsey with Bonita Van Het Kaisershof Z, horse owned by Ramsey Equestrian.
After the world number 132, we go with the world number 189, Ali Ramsey. Top 3 in the team in Traverse City, top 6 in Vancouver. Good result also in Terminal, the 9th place with this Bonita Van Het Kaisershof by Bustik. Same breeding as the Olympic horse of Michael van der Vleuten, Beauville ZNOP. So quite interesting to follow on here. Same type of horse, needs to give the leg to go over the triple bar, but I was maybe a bit too late to get in action.
Yeah, that's a pity. Ali piloted Bonita in the 5-star Grand Prix in Vancouver at Thunderbird Show Park, just finished outside the top 10 there.
Stretches out over the oxes there. Ali could give a bit more leg there to go at the other side of the oxer to get the width. Horse with a smaller stride, and you can see the 6 are much more easier to go to the combination. So far 3 fences knocked down, and 3 times it's the back pole who's making a problem there for Bonita and Ali. To give a bit more leg for the last fence. Come on to get at the other side, and then you get a good jump to finish up the course in 77.94.
Yes, she's been keeping the pace up around a lot of her turns there, and so that means that she does make the time allowed. But as you say, you can just see here once again the back rail coming down 3 times for Ali Ramsey over some of these very wide oxers with Bonita Van Het Kaisershof Z. 12 is the total score. That'll see her in 13th place at the moment. We go on now to Ireland, to Daniel Coyle. This evening he is riding Quintin, which is a horse that's been competed by both Daniel and Jordan Coyle. It was also a former ride of Hyde Moffat. Hyde Moffat actually competed this horse in the Grand Prix in Ottawa last year. That, though, is a very, very different ring. So it'll be very interesting to see how they fare here, because this is a horse that's performed very well on the larger grass fields. Now, this is a very different question. It's a slightly smaller ring, it's under lights, and it's on sand.
But as Steven said, we get the world's best riders in the arena now with the world number 15. So I think Daniel Coyle can manage Quintin on this smaller arena to make the difference. Jumps a bit to the right there, but doesn't get the back pole down. this distance with some nice space there for the vertical. So the horse can have a good balanced jump. The 6 with control, helping out also the 2 short strides. Give some rhythm again to go to the oxer. Thinking about the time allowed. Doesn't go too far out of the turn. Slightly on the inside and maybe a bit risky there to go at that much on the inside.
Yeah, taking the risks. Daniel Quill, perhaps there, he's aware that he's got 4. He's aware that he needs to then keep the pace up to try to still be in with some money here tonight. It will just be the 1 fence down and 77.35 on the clock. So more than a minute, more than a second and a half inside that time. That's going to see him go into 6th place. That really demonstrates to you how tricky this course has been. You know, not particularly quick 4 faults is still seeing you in the top 10 as it stands. This man, though, is very quick indeed. He's part of Team Helios for the 2023 season. Roberto Taranta 4 of Colombia. He's going to bring forward BP Wakita. And he was the man in the 3rd round jump off last night as well. Really fantastic to see them in action here last night.
The rider from Colombia, who started at the Tokyo Olympics and the World Equestrian Games in Herning. World number 82. We saw already a man with great experience. Now at the start with this Irish sport horse by Pacino. Same breeding as one of the top horses of Bertram Allen. Helped really well out for the short 4 strides there. Going up now to the triple combination. Nice distance to get in. 2 short strides, keeps the leg for the oxer. Control for the plank. Bit more leg for the 4 strides. Helping out really well. Good riding of Roberto. Nice turn. In balance for the vertical. Gives the leg for the wide. Goes on 5.
What a pity. That double combination starting to be pretty influential there. Roberto Taran just struggling to get to the back rail. And that's, you know, what Stephen was commenting on as well. The width of a lot of these fences is really something to take on board as well. That one is 1.60 m in width. Roberto Taran, though, flies the last. That's another big, very much up to width fence. So just the 1 pole down for him as well. 77.71 is the time on the clock. That'll slot him into 7th place. As I say, he's a very fast rider, so really would have been an interesting one to see in the jump off. As it stands, we don't have a jump off yet, rather incredibly. Samuel Parro Jr. is our only clear so far.
What an effort of the rider from Chile there with HFB Versace. Really good performance. But we all hope to get the final, a nice jump off here, a battle against the clock.
Absolutely, and some big names to come here. 12 more to bring you. Sean Jobin comes next, and we're getting down to the business end of things now. Coquelicot Van Het Hoveand Z is his ride for the Foxridge Farms stables. Sean, a rider for Canada, another one for this home crowd to get behind. And, you know, he's really talked about the influence of Major League Show Jumping on his career and getting him up to this level. But he really has got the miles on the clock in the last year or so. And Coquelicot is a horse that he's been piloting well around some of these. Gets a little bit heavy on landing through the triple.
As you said, Hannah, Sean make a really good example of Major League, who's helping out riders to get experience on 5-star level, also on team competition. Then we get those positive results. Then your team captain can maybe take you in for a Nations Cup, and then you're already aware about pressure, about how it is to ride with in team competition and to ride on a 1.55 m or 1.60 m competition. And Sean is delivering a really good round there. Careful horse. Sharp turn. Ooh, the risky. And now going up to the last fence. Watch out for the time. Watch out for the time. Oh, it's going to be short. And oh no.
Oh no. Oh, that is such a pity for Sean. Oh my goodness me. Oh, that is just devastating for him. What a fantastic round from this man. Gosh, you can just see how much Kokrikot Van Het Hovean Z was really helping him out there. But my goodness me, great jump to the last, and agonizingly, he's half a second off the pace. The crowd were absolutely beside themselves with that round, absolutely going crazy here in the arena, but that half second is going to give Sean Jobin one time penalty. Will sit him in second place, so he is still in with some pretty good money tonight. However, still no jump off. Great Britain's Jessica Mendoza comes now with ICAP CLZ. Another rider on the iCandy team.
Second side of Brett Bayam, Special Demuse and Air Jordan. European Championship rider in Aachen 2015, Jessica Mendoza. Nicely on the triple combination. Scopy horse there. Careful on the planks. Had a really good reaction to keep the leg for the 4 strides, but didn't make it. And it's a bit of a surprise that she retires so early, actually.
Yeah, I think Jessica Mendoza just, you know, with a couple of fences down, she's thinking she's going to save this horse for another day. They've gone well in the 3 and 4 star levels, and you know, perhaps she thinks she's just going to allow this horse to develop up to the 5 star level a little bit more. So yeah, fairly early retiring there. She's only our 3rd rider to retire in this competition. ICAP CLZ is the ride.
Didn't see that brick actually falling off. It's one of the first 4 folders we see on the wall actually into this Grand Prix.
Yes, a very eye-catching jump, and it's been jumping well so far. Placed very early on in the course, of course being fence 2. Now, there are plenty of cheers going up for this lady, Amy Miller of Canada with Truman. She was 6th here in 2022. And Truman's been such a fantastic campaigner for her. You know, this is the horse that she rode to the World Championships last year. And she's jumped plenty of Nations Cups, plenty of 5-star Grand Prix. And in fact, with this horse, she was in the top 10 3 times in the Major League Show Jumping 5-star Grand Prix in 2022. 2 of those coming in the desert in California. And of course, one of those being on an arena not too dissimilar to this, on sand and under the lights.
Amy delivering a really good ride there with Truman, the offspring of Milo Cartago. The self-Frances stallion had amazing results with Penelope Prévost. Helping out with the voice to keep the attention of the horse on the top pole. Good effort. Scopy horse there also on the combination. Don't go too far out of the turn now. Pay attention for the wide vertical. And then going up to the last fence. Time will be okay. Oh no!
Oh my goodness me, just the final fence. Amy Miller. Here we just see that again. She had the pace there, but just the back legs taking the front rail. Well, she looks pleased with the performance from Truman, but what a pity. No Canadian in the jump off for this crowd, but she gives them a wave and of course gives Truman a pat and a stroke. She had time as well. She had a little bit more time to take there, but 1 pole down, 76.85 was her time. That's good enough for 6th as it stands. She slots in behind Natalie D.
So we stay on 1 clear round set by Samuel Parro Jr. from Chile. Do who will get a second clear for a jump off. Why not with this one getting the support of the home crowd, Hannah?
Well, Erin Ballard just gives a little stroke and a pat to Gakia as they set off on their round, just settles the horse down a little bit. Of course, Gakia was her horse for the World Cup finals, also for the World Championships, Nations Cups as well. In the Grand Prix in Vancouver a couple of months ago now, or about 6 weeks ago now, they were 4th in the 5-star Grand Prix. Jumped clear in round 1 to get into the jump off there. But once again, different proposition here.
And also top 3 in the Ocala Grand Prix, world number 67. Definitely also one of the team riders for Team Canada on Nations Cups and Championships. And of course, she knows this horse really well.
Yeah, knows this horse well, knows this ring well. She was 3rd here in the 5-star Grand Prix last year. That, though, was with Narcotique on the top right.
Again, we can see the quality of equitation delivered by Erin Ballard. It's just amazing. Really soft with the hands. Leg doesn't move. Great position. It's like a piece of art to deliver a really nice and clear round here. Going up to the last fence now. Come on. Watch out for the time. And
yes, she's got there. Oh, that's just so fantastic to see. Erin Ballard gives the crowd what they want here in Toronto, here at Angel Stone Tournament. 78.46. She had only half a second to spare. But there we have it, our second clear. We finally have a second clear round. The second rider in the ring jumped clear. And now the 26th into the ring, quite incredibly. So we have a jump off. It's going to be Chile versus Canada at the moment. But there's a lot still to come. Who could get there too? Remember, they're jumping in order of their placings in qualification. So those that finished particularly high in qualifying are coming towards the end of this class.
Important to mention is that to see on the last slow motion images also the crowd going wild there with the clear round of Erin Ballard, and also always great for the riders to have shows with a lot of crowd and a lot of atmosphere. It's important.
Absolutely, makes all the difference to them. Alison Robitaille comes next for the USA. Oakingham Lyra is the ride here. Horse that she owns herself.
WEG rider in Rome, 6 World Cup finals on her career. A little strange jump there. The hind legs going up through the fences there on the triple bar. Jumps really well in the triple combination. Stretches out really well for the Oxer. Good rhythm. Again, a nice distance there, nice in balance for the vertical on the water trail. The 6 strides with some space. Fantastic riding there also.
Yeah,
on
she
the second combination.
Really kept the power up there, didn't she? Really allowed the horse to keep the energy up to get out of the double combination. Everybody taking quite a tight line here to the BFL upright. Now to the last. She's pretty quick here as well. Oof, just chips in a bit to the last. Yes, she's made it on the clock as well. 78.74 is her time. She gives us the 3rd clear. Now the clears are coming. Now we're getting into a jump off. Alison Robitaille is the first rider through for the USA. Erin Ballard in there for Canada, and Samuel Parro Jr. in for Chile. 3 now will battle it out for one of those podium finishes and for the win. But this lady is one to be reckoned with for sure. It's Ashley Bond. Ashley riding for Israel.
The world number 54. Olympic rider in Tokyo, the World Equestrian Games in Herning, and just helped out, of course, Team Israel to qualify again for the next Olympic Games in Paris 2024 by winning the team competition in Prague just a few weeks ago. Ashley Bond also a really fast rider, so time shouldn't be a problem. With Donatello, the spring of Gerardo.
Yeah, I shouldn't think the time will be a problem for this combination. But as you say, Ashley's had some great successes in recent months and recent weeks. Certainly that Olympic qualification has to be absolutely up there. But Donatello is such a fantastic ride for her, a horse that she knows really well, a horse that she won the Major League Show Jumping Grand Prix of Monterey with. Oh, well, it's no
Gave
jump
some
off
leg
for her.
after the plank, but that was maybe just not enough. Maybe the horse needed a bit more support to go over the Cabana Coast Oxer. Helping out really well there on the combination. Means we stay on 3 clears with Chile, Canada and USA.
You know, once again here, she's got her eye on the clock. She knows the lie of the land with the other competitors here. 75.43 is going to be her time. Once again, she's not quite up to the pace of Natalie Dean. Natalie is still the fastest round that we've had so far in this competition, but Ashley Bond is going to go into 8th place with that performance, just the 1 pole down. As you see there, the Cabana Coast Oxer there was where she came a little bit unstuck. Kent Farrington is next into the ring. Tulina is the horse, the other 9-year-old in the competition. Kent, the winner of the 5-star Grand Prix qualifier on Thursday night here, but of course what this man hasn't done in his career is hardly worth mentioning. This horse has had a little bit of a break actually before coming here. Last competed in Miami. But Kent with an impressive string of horses here. We saw him in the 2-star Grand Prix with one of his younger rides, Greer as well.
It's now the world number 8 in the arena. The Tokyo Olympic and Rio Olympic rider for the US. Top 9 also in Calgary with this really well-bred horse, Tulina by Toulon and Parco. Toulon that we know under the saddle of Willem Vermeer, and Parco under the saddle on the previous years with Ludo Philippaerts, also championship horse.
Last year, Kent finished in the top 10 in 4 of the Major League Grand Prix. He was 5th here last year. Such a fast rider, so impressive to watch in action. He gets away from the fences so efficiently, so smoothly. Just
Careful horse there.
Wastes no time at all. His jump off round in the qualifier was just something else. It was just absolutely unbelievable. Such a gallop to the final fence. So it could be.
That's why you see Kent is having all the experience, and Tulana is a clever horse, because after that jump off, the horse is really relaxed in the arena, jumping really well. Ah, fantastic.
Oh, what a round. 78.36, of course, from Kent Farrington. It's perfectly timed as well. And that's the 4th clear that we have in the jump off. Tulina and Kent Farrington join Samuel Parrow Jr., Erin Ballard and Alison Robitaille. 2 riders from the top 10 in last year's. In fact, 2 riders from the top 5 here last year, going through to the jump off once again. Interestingly, 2 new additions to that jump off lineup as well. But we turn now to a young talent in the ring, America's Mimi Gotchman with Cosmos BH. Mimi, of course, the rider who clinched the bronze medal at the Youth Olympic Games last year.
Young talent who also entered the top 100 on the Longines rankings. World number 99. This Cosmos BH, the spring of Celano Alpha and Artus, owned by the Gotchman Sport Horse. What a jump there on the triple bar. Backs off the vertical.
Absolutely huge jump there.
Little close to the triple combination to make the 2 easy strides there. The horse doesn't need to make an effort on the triple combination. Keeps the leg there, stretches out. Precision of Mimi. And you combine it with this great horse and you get a really nice round.
Mimi training with Dara Kenny in recent months. Dara, of course, just missing out on the jump off by that 1 pole, sitting in 11th himself at the moment.
Short turn for the vertical. And now going up to the last fence. Perfectly in time.
Oh, what a performance from this young lady. Mimi Goshman, you can see how much it means to her. Clear in this 5-star Grand Prix from this young American talent. As you say, just broke into the top 100 in the world. That's an outstanding performance. She's through to the jump off. She is the youngest rider through to the jump off. Cosmos BH is the ride, and that is the fastest round we have had so far. 5 now.
Mimi could give a really good try here on the jump off and go up for a podium or why not victory in the Grand Prix here, the Kubota Grand Prix in Toronto.
Swale comes forward now. Again, been in the top 10 in the world for some time and continues to climb the ranks. He rides Calciat EBZ. Good performance in Traverse City to finish in the top 5 there.
Conor was also a World Cup finalist in 2022. With the offspring of Kornet Obolensky, owned by the Hot Horses LLC.
He picked up time penalties with this horse in Traverse City, 3 in fact, and was not particularly happy with that performance, I believe. So no doubt he'll have an eye on the clock here tonight. He's had a good opportunity, getting himself, you know, in this very good position in the lineup. He's had a good opportunity to see how this is riding and will be all too aware of how influential the time has been.
We see a horse who's getting quite high on every fence here. So maybe losing a little bit of time on top of that. Getting a shorter turn there to take in some time. Six strides. Combination.
Needs to just be careful on the time here. Yeah, carefully to that upright now. A bold shot to the last. Oh, yeah, he's got there. 77.37. Clear for Conor Swale. He's the 6th through to the jump off. The clears are coming thick and fast now as we head down towards the latter part of this competition. Conor Swale, the only representative for Ireland in our jump off, and it's been quite the strong Irish contingent actually in this competition. But Conor Swale did not make any mistake in this class. No mistake on the time for him there. He was very determined to be in the jump off this time around.
Again, a really high precision round of Conor, perfectly on time. And that would be a really interesting jump off with Conor Swale now. It's going to be really fast jump off now. Everybody will need to go.
Yeah, they're all going to have to absolutely go for it. And with $250,000 on the line, that is certainly what they will do in this Kubota 5-star Grand Prix. Charlotte Jacobs comes next. She's got herself in the mix with the big guns at the end of this class. She rides Rincula Milchon. Very much her top ride, and this is one that she jumped a double clear with for the Crusaders in Vancouver.
Also rider who had some good results in Hickstead this season. of this Irish sport horse by Aldatus and cruising. World number 161. You can see also a really clever horse there. With the ease forward, watching out what's happening in front of him. Getting all the details of each fence to deliver a really good jump. It's also part of show jumping, is that when you have a clever horse who's thinking with the rider and also trying to find from himself solution, it makes the task a lot of easier. For sure when you're on a 1m55, 1m60 track. Really good riding there. That could be our number 7 for the jump off.
Oh, Philippe, we don't want to jinx it. One fence left to go, though. She's very good for time as well. One left. Ooh,
oh, yes.
Rolled that last the back pole of the last. But yeah, you are absolutely right. Through to the jump off, Charlotte Jacobs becomes the 7th through to that speed round with Rinkula Milshorn. Again, a combination who can be very quick indeed. It's a fantastic lineup in this jump off already, and we have 2 riders left to bring you. This is a really exciting one to watch. A lot of people have been waiting for this combination to come forward. It's Daniel Blumen with Gemma W, the winners of this competition last year, and Daniel Blumen has won the 5-star Grand Prix in this ring twice already last year with Gemma W.
Rider at the Rio Olympic Games, the WEG in Herning, the world number 14. Olympic qualifier winner in Prague a few weeks ago. Top results also in Aachen, North Salem, Traverse City, and then in luck on this arena.
Certainly an arena that suited him in the past. He was on that winning Trelawney Trailblazers team as well last night. So not only has he performed well here as an individual, but also as part of the team as well for the Trailblazers. He's getting down pretty quickly to fence 3. Oh, he knows this horse so well, though.
Nice. Delivers just the perfect effort on the triple combination. I really love this horse, bred by Louis Dam. Daniel Blumen can even permit himself to leave the horse in the turn, doing just their own job, and then just lifts the head up before to get his distance. And the horse is just delivering the perfect jump, not wasting any energy.
Good to the penultimate fence. Daniel Blumen comes now to the last. He's good for time.
Oh,
oh my goodness. Oh, well, that is a shock. That is a seriously shocking result. Daniel Blumen comes down on the back rail of the final fence. And such careful jumping all the way around the course for last year's winner. But unfortunately, it's not going to be his day here again. It won't be a 3rd win here for Daniel Blumen. It won't be a 2nd consecutive win for him with Gemma W. He's outside the jump off. He goes into 13th place. He's off the pace of the likes of Natalie Dean. She's still the fastest 4. She's in 11th. The two falters then come above. Sean Jobin with his 1 penalty is in 8th. And there are 7 at the moment through to the jump off. Santiago Lambre of Brazil is the final rider into the ring. Chaco Blue 2 is the horse who, as you may imagine from the name, is by Chaco Blue. But this is certainly not one to be discounted either. Philippe, Brazilian, has not only got an eye on the clock, but this is a horse that could suit this ring. It's compact and athletic.
Santiago Lambre, Olympic rider in Sydney. Winner of the Caledon Grand Prix also. Good residence, Spruce Meadows. had the luxury to start us last and to get a maximum of information from all the other rides. 7 or 8 clears for the jump off. Horse is jumping really superbly over the triple combination. Little flat there.
A bit fighting to the plank. Defense, of course, it takes a lot of accuracy, a lot of careful riding.
Sharp turn there also. He's not the fastest ride so far, so he's making shorter turns. Little touch there, holds on. Oh, short 6, helps out with 2 strides.
Oof. That really made him have to stretch out to get to the second part of that double.
Gets back in balance and in rhythm in a turn for the Kubota Oxer. Now going up to the wide vertical. 2 more fences.
Just one left.
Time
Clock
seems to
looks-
be good.
Yeah, time seems fine. Yes,
Oh, yeah.
Santiago Lambre, what a way to round things out in this competition. 77.18 on the clock. And as you say, he does give us that 8 clear. So 8 combinations are coming back in the jump off. We have representatives for Chile, for Canada, for the USA, for Ireland and Brazil. Only 1 Canadian representative for the home crowd to get behind. It'll be Erin Ballard. She'll follow Samuel Parro Jr. into the ring.
We arrive on 1 rider on 4 clear. So a really good effort set up by Guilherme Georgia here. Really fair course. And yeah, I'm really interested into that jump off now. It's going to be an exciting moment of sports.
What a lineup we've got. It's going to be such a treat for the crowd here. Fantastic to see so many people here packing out the stands. Well, we'll be taking a short break now while the arena is just re-prepared before we then take you through that jump off combination. Those 8 competitors to come forward in just a few moments' time. Stay with us for that final of this 5-star Kubota Grand Prix.
I've been coming here for a really long time, and I have to tell you that one of my favorite horses that I rode ever in my life, his name is Heroes. I took him to the Olympics, and when I started him out as a 7 and 8-year-old, I used to come here with him, and I won a couple Grand Prix out here, and it was very special. He loved it here, and those were really, really good times.
Oh, for sure. The top memory was 2 years ago when I won the 5-star Grand Prix with Zaya. That was an electric night, and you don't get many like that. And she was wonderful that night, double cleaning, quite quick, and they couldn't keep the rails up and catch her, and we won. So it was a great night.
I think my top moment here was a horse that I've been developing for a long time, jumped his first 5-star Grand Prix here, and he jumped it clear, and I ended up in the ribbons, and that was just such a special moment for me, my horse, and my team.
Yeah, in the very beginning of my career, I jumped 3-star Grand Prix here at night and under the lights, and it was very exciting. And I was first to go on my first horse and last to go on my second horse, and I was first and second in the class, and it was a big deal for me at the time, so that's my favorite memory.
I mean, there's so many. Honestly, I grew up at this place, and I would say that my favorite Angelstone memory might be more current. It might be actually coming back to Angelstone and seeing what it has turned into. And I know from local people, they're just like, wow, we can't believe this is Angelstone. Like, look at who's here, look at who's riding. It brings me back to home, which I don't get to spend a lot of time at. And so maybe my Angelstone memory is more of a new one, but I think that it's pretty cool that I get to be here right now.
Life, like work, is always in progress. You'll never really run out of things to do. It means you'll always have something new to learn. You might even discover something better. Sure, it can be hard, but you gotta be tough, like your Kubota. Because as long as you power through, you'll keep on moving forward. Kubota, for Earth, for life.
Well, as you can see, the team are working hard to prepare the arena for the jump off, and we have those 8 competitors coming forward in this competition, the climax to this competition, which is of course all about speed. They'll be tackling a shorter course. Time allowed will be 52 seconds, but we don't imagine that to be a problem because these riders will be absolutely having a foot to the floor. They'll be going for it on the clock. Crowd still packing out the arena, still eagerly awaiting the arrival of these riders. They'll be eagerly awaiting the arrival of Erin Ballard. She's the only representative for Canada, and I have no doubt that the crowd will very much be behind her. But they've got experienced names to get behind in the likes of Kent Farrington, Santiago Lambre and Connor Swale. But they also have some young faces to cheer for as well. Mimi Gotchman has made it through into the jump off. She's never finished on the podium in a 5-star Grand Prix, so this could be a big day for her because she will be laying it all on the line in a bid for a good result here. Well, we understand that the first horse in the jump off will be arriving very, very shortly. Some fences taken out. Just to run you through that course a little bit, we tackle fence 11 from the first round. That's the Kubota fence that you just see in front of you there with the striped poles. That's where they'll kick things off. Then we'll head to the double which was 10A and B. We just have 10A, which becomes a major league show jumping fence there. Then they'll swoop back round in front of the VIP tent to 5B and C, the second 2 elements from the triple combination, one stride in between those fences. We have a new fence. Following that, it's numbered as fence 15, and it's the Premier Equestrian Upright, which was fence 8, but it'll be jumped in reverse as fence 15. And we'll head to the Cabana Coast Oxer. That's the one that was pointing right into the crowds, but that forms fence 16, again jumped in reverse in this jump off. It's quite a gallop then down to the BFL upright metre-60 big fence, the penultimate fence from round 1 at fence 12, and they've got the gallop down there, so it's about how brave they can be and how much they trust their horses there. Then it's the same final fence as we had in round 1, fence 13, the Kubota Mafia Hurdle. Well, Philippe, Samuel Parot Jr. was only the second rider to head into the ring in this competition, and he gave us the first clear. HFB Versace is the horse, and he's going to kick things off for us, get things underway in this jump-off competition for Chile.
Yes, indeed. Sam, to start here now into the jump-off, Versace had a bit more of rest time, a bit more than 1 hour to kick off the jump-off. That can make a little difference to start. We see a fresh horse actually to start on the jump-off ride. We've got some nice space to go to the second element of the jump-off. A bit slow there on the double combination, 5B, 5C. I think Sam is more going for a slow clear round. Oh no, a little bit in the angle there. Bit risky riding for the vertical.
Yeah, he's going for the smooth lines. He's going for the efficient lines to try to save himself some time, but also, by the looks of it, was aiming for the steady clear. He knows there's some seriously fast combinations following him. He's just going to finish on the 4 penalties, though, 43.45 on the clock. Remember, we're looking for a clear, but we're also looking for the fastest time. That's what it's all about. That's the name of the game, and these competitors are going to go for it. Well, Samuel Parot is going to be followed in by the sole Canadian representative in this jump-off. It's Erin Ballard with Gakia. The crowd are really behind her. They're going to be on the edge of their seats, I'm sure, but big cheers going up for Erin Ballard and Gakia. She just takes a moment in the ring, just takes a moment to soak it all in. Gives Gakia a little bit of a stroke there. Settles the horse once again. She's just... It's really interesting, actually, that every time she started here, she's given this horse a nice stroke and a pat before they head off. And she's getting some pace up already as she heads to the first fence.
That's the little detail who can make the difference to get the little trust more into the ride, and that the horse will give a bit more of energy or help out your rider maybe on a little bit more complicated distance. Bit close there. Helps out for the combination. Horse with a big stride. Nice canter. Opens a bit more. Not too much in the angle on the vertical.
Yeah, big stride. She's making the most of that. What a shame. She has to go for it on the lines. She just has to. But it's the Cabana Coast Oxer. It caused problems in the other direction. Now it's causing problems in this direction as well. She is going to be faster than Samuel Parot. She's exactly 2 seconds faster, in fact. 41.45 is Erin Ballard's time. Just that one pole down. So she's leading us at the moment, but 6 more remain in this jump-off.
We saw the 4 faults there on the Oxer. The horse was slightly jumping to the left side. Could get bit more direction, and if the horse was a bit more straight there, she could avoid that 4 falls into the jump off.
Alison Robitaille, Oakingham Lira is the next rider heading into the ring here. She's just taking a little look at some of the fences that she's got to tackle. Oakingham Lira looking quite relaxed in here. As you can see, that VIP tent is so busy. Oakingham Lira, though, this is the 3rd combination we have coming forward. Still looking for a double clear.
Why not with the US rider? Also a quick start and really good jump there. Always important also to try to have a good jump on the first fence. Gives also some more trust and confidence to the rider also.
Giving plenty of time into the double, but she's pushing through there. Takes a bit of an angle coming out.
The look of the rider to the next fence is really important to get a good distance. Really well ridden.
Keeps the pace up around the turn. She's not going for the tighter line. She's rather trying to keep the pace up, but that's a decision that she's made very carefully because she knows the horse. She knows That Oakingham Lira is better at keeping the pace up. Ah, well, it's a tall fence, super tall fence, the BFL upright. And down it comes for Alison Robitaille. 45.32 is the time. She's the slowest we've had so far, and the third of the 4 falters. Erin Ballard leads the way with that time of 41.45. It's looking like a pretty good time. I do think there's room there for these coming riders to go under that time. And of course, they'll be looking for a clear as well. But this man is quick. He's known for it.
I would even bet that Ken could go even under the 40 seconds if he's going full speed for it into the jump off.
Well, very much Felipe. Well, we'll see how fast he goes. You know, sub 40 seconds would be pretty impressive here. Kent Farrington brings forward to Liner, this 9-year-old horse. 41.45, the fastest time we've had. No double clear yet. And with only 5 to go, if he can jump clear, he'll finish himself in the top 5.
Here we go. Already going from the outside to the inside to win some time on the first fence. Really clever riding there of Ken Farrington.
Super
jumping
angle.
Really short in the angle.
Great angle there.
Forward distance to the combination. Doesn't need to slow down.
And as you say, he's instantly looking for the next fence, and what an angle again. He's keeping the pace up, but this is, of course, a tighter line.
Good distance again forward there. And the horse gets some scope for the Oxford. Holds on for the vertical. And now going up for the last fence for the...
This is fast.
Great time. And look at that. Look at that.
Oh, what a round. Ken Farrington, 37.26. Well, we thought that he could be sub 40, but he absolutely was. 37.26, a blisteringly fast time. Absolutely fantastic. He's leading the way with the only double clear and that brilliant time, 37.26. That's the performance to beat now.
Hard to beat, I think. Hard to beat.
Yeah, certainly hard to beat. He used absolutely all of his experience there. You know, the angles, the tight lines, the turns, kept the pace up as well. He left it all on the line there. Mimi Gottschman will be next in. So we go from a very established and experienced rider in Kent Farrington to this young talent, Mimi Gottschman. Cosmos BH is her ride. This young lady, I'm sure, will go for it here.
What will be the tactic of the next riders coming up here? Going just for a clear round and setting up for a top 5, or giving it a try on the time of Ken Farrington, 37.26. And that's a good start of Mimi. Opens a bit more. Good jump there also.
Yeah, much more of a straight jump at the Premier Equestrian there, rather than taking the angle like Kent did.
But still going forward. We have a countdown on the sides.
Still going. She's got a couple of seconds. She's not too
Oh,
far
yes.
away. She's 2.5 seconds off.
Under the 40 seconds.
But yes, exactly. Sub 40 seconds, 39.75 for Mimi Gottschman. It's going to put her in a very good position indeed. It's a double clear. And what a fantastic performance from this young lady. She's absolutely beaming there, and certainly will be thrilled with a double clear in a 5-star Grand Prix at such an early stage in her career. Conor Swale, another rider known for his speed, brings forward Calciat EBZ. Kent Farrington.
The world number 8 leading the way, and it's the world number 10 now in entering the arena to get a time of 37.26.
It really is a battle of the best here tonight. Conor Swale and Kent Farrington have gone head-to-head in quite a few competitions here already, in quite a few competitions in the Major League Show Jumping Series, but 37.26, that's a stiff task that Kent Farrington has laid down, but I have no doubt Conor Swale will do his utmost to better that. Sole representative for Ireland here.
Also directly jumping to the left side. Maybe a bit more softer in the forward canter to the second fence. needs to hold on for his distance on the combination. Seems to be a little slower. Connor Swale opens a bit more. Good turn, good distance. Going a bit more forward there.
Yeah, it's a smooth round, isn't it? But I feel that he's aiming for the double clear here with Calciat EBZ. He's not particularly close at all, really, to the time of Kent Farrington. There we have it, 45.78, as you see there. He's more than 8 seconds off the pace. But it is a double clear, and certainly a good result for this horse with Connor, this 10-year-old. Finishing on a double clear gets them into 3rd place for now. Your 1, 2, 3 as it stands is Kent Farrington, Mimi Goshman and Connor Swale. Very impressive lineup as it stands, but 2 riders remain. One for the USA, it's Charlotte Jacobs and Rinkula Nilsson.
The top 3 can still change with the 2 last riders. They're already really fast on the qualifier. And still time to meet at 37.26. Farrington leads the way, Gotchman on 2, Swale on 3, Ballard on 4, and Parrow on 5.
Yeah, Charlotte Jacobs very much used this horse's speed and power in round 1. Once again, looks like she's going to head off at some pace. Takes fence 1 a little bit more on the straight approach, but gets the angle at fence 2. Now she comes fairly quickly around the corner.
Oh. Horse is being hanging up there in the air.
Yeah, she gave plenty of time into the double there, but just, you know, it was a little far off the second element, so she really had to push for the width of the fence. Oh, she's got this push down. Fastest 4 we have is 41.45.
Going up to the last fence. And stays on 4.
Stays on the 4, 43.69 on the clock for Charlotte Jacobs. That's good enough for 6th place. She slots behind Samuel Parot. Erin Ballard remains the fastest 4.
So we'll get a final battle between Kent Farrington and Brazilian rider Santiago Lambre.
What a treat to see these 2 competitors in action. Some of the very best riders in the world here. You know, you've talked about their world rankings. We have a really decent chunk, a quarter of the world's top 100 riders are here in Toronto at Angel Stone tournaments this week. Kent Farrington very much in the mix as one of those best riders here, one of the top ranked riders here, certainly. Santiago Lambre, though, is the rider who's going to try to knock Kent Farrington off the top spot. Kent's guaranteed a podium finish. Mimi Goshman is guaranteed a podium finish as well. She sits in 2nd place. That could be a career best result for her.
Here we go. Also jumping into the inside. Going forward now to the combination. Needs to hold on a little bit there. Kent Farrington was a bit more fluent on the combination.
Yeah, and more quickly away. Oh.
We've got a difference of 2 types of horses. So we've got Tulana, was a bit lighter on the ground, also faster canter. This one is a bit more bigger.
Yeah, and that allowed Kent to really take the strides out. Santiago Lambre, he's going for it. He's really going for it. He's going to the last fence. Oh, he's got to be slower, but he's not far away.
39 seconds, 10 good for a 2nd place. Santiago Lambre.
What a result. Santiago Lambre absolutely going for it down to the final fence. 39.1 is his time. But Kent Farrington is going to be the winner here. He's going to finish at the top of the podium. He's going to finish with another top result in a 5-star Grand Prix with the young horse Tulina. Clear. in 37.26. That's your winning time. Nearly 2 seconds slower is Santiago Lambre with Chaco Blue 2, but that's good enough for second. Cosmos BH with Mimi Gotchman finishes in third place with a time of 39.75. What an outstanding performance from that young lady. Extremely impressive. Connor Swale follows with Calciat EBZ. And then Aaron Ballard for Canada comes in fifth with Gakia. Your top 10 then continues down with Samuel Parrow Jr., Charlotte Jacobs, Alison Robitaille, Sean Jobin, and Samuel Parrow. Those top placed riders taking the spoils in that $250,000 prize pot. Well, let's take a look back at Kent Farrington's winning round. Oh, Philippe, this was just an outstanding performance from the American rider.
A really good podium, and of course, Kent Farrington, we'll see it again here now with Tulaina, only 9 years of age, this horse by Toulon.
So
already a really good mindset on the first fence.
Yes, absolutely. So impressive from the young horse, but with Kent Farrington in the saddle. It's
directly jumping to the inside and just nice forward, moving up. He's building up the canter, he's building up the pace.
Yeah, he's not wasting a second. He's absolutely getting away from these fences so quickly. That's what he's so good at. He's taking the angles over these fences. He's taking the risks, but he's giving Tulaina a really smooth ride. Just saying, let's keep this pace up all the way around here, and I think that's what's really clinched it. It's not just one thing, it's a combination of factors that made this combination so successful. Careful there.
Oh, fantastic finish. From fence number 1 to the last fence, same pace, same rhythm. Yeah, great riding.
Fantastic riding from Kent Farrington. Something that, of course, we have come to expect. He's had the success here at Angelstone tournaments in the past. He's had the success in the 5-star Grand Prix many times in his career. Well, we're going down to Stephen Wild, who's down in the arena for us now.
along the way.